Handheld game consoles have been around for a while. Some of the best are the Nintendo Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS Lite, the Nintendo 64, the original Sony PSP, the PS Vita, and the Atari Flashback Portable. The only relevant handheld gaming console to date is the Nintendo Switch, as the others are long dead. But some of us still love playing PSP games, some good old games, maybe using emulators. In this video you will learn about the best fighting games for PSP. BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger Portable is a fighting game that was released for PSP in 2010. The game features a unique art style and a variety of characters with unique abilities. BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger Portable has a variety of game modes, including arcade mode, score attack mode, and survival mode. The game also features a deep story mode that will keep you engaged for hours. If you're looking for a unique fighting game experience, BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger Portable is a great choice. The PSP became the home of several Bleach, Heat the Soul games throughout its life cycle, and though the first game was already great, developers aiding continued to refine the gameplay to make each installment better than the last. As a result, the final entry in the series, Heat the Soul 7, turned out to be a fantastic game that felt a lot tighter and more focused in its gameplay compared to its predecessors, giving players greater freedom to experiment with potential combos and techniques. The game contains a ton of content, with the story mode stretching all the way from Ichigo's duel with Ulquiorra up to his final fight with Aizen, and it even throws in a few filler episode fights for good measure. With a staggering 84 playable characters to try out, Bleach, Heat the Soul 7 is a hard game to put down considering how much there is to do, and that's certainly not a bad thing. Here's an RPG fighting game for PSP that you would enjoy if you've played or are a fan of the Final Fantasy series. The arena where the fights take place is much bigger. You could jump, fly, and run around to attack and dodge your opponent. The game is quite colorful for a fighting game. Combined with a great story mode and multiplayer mode, this game will keep making you play it on and on. You wouldn't get tired of it by any means. The game was developed by Square Enix and was released in 2009 for the PSP. Darkstalkers Chronicle is made up of 3 different games all mixed into one, meaning that it's packed full of modes to jump into while also having the best gameplay in the entire series. The game's characters all vary drastically in how they play, many of which come with their own personal gimmicks that give them many different playstyles from their peers. Because the Chaos Tower carries forward all the character endings from the first 3 games, it also means there's a ton of content to get through, and it's very rewarding for players to try out as many fighters as possible. The gothic aesthetic and art style of Darkstalkers has always helped differentiate it from its peers, and the Chaos Tower is no different, featuring plenty of stages that are all dripping in atmosphere, providing a true feast for the eyes. Alongside the classic arcade mode is a brand new tower challenge, where players are tasked with taking 3 fighters as high up the Chaos Tower as they can go without dying. This is much easier said than done, though, as each and every battle comes with a different set of rules to follow that helps to freshen up the gameplay. It's well worth trying to complete, considering how many valuable goodies are offered upon finishing it. If you've enjoyed hip-hop music from the 90s and early 2000s, then you will enjoy this PSP fighting game. The game has various artists from the hip-hop industry who are set around to brawl and fight against each other. They have their own unique fighting styles, sometimes combining 2 different styles, and it even includes martial arts, wrestling, and popular street fighting. The story mode in this game is simply great. You get to customize your character a lot to make it your own. The game shows more street and wild violence when it comes to fights. It is developed by EA and was released on the PSP in 2006. While the first Dissidia game was already rock solid in terms of its core gameplay, Square Enix managed to improve upon everything that made the original so beloved in the sequel, Dissidia 012. Battles in Dissidia 012 still take place between 2 characters in a large battle arena, but this time around, there are a few extra mechanics that add another layer of strategy to the fights. For example, players are now able to call on a buddy to protect against enemy attacks as part of the assist system, and though the EX mode functions virtually the same, it's also been made much more powerful and viable. Another huge addition to the game is the introduction of a single-player mode, where players are free to explore a fairly large world map with their own makeshift crew of Final Fantasy allies. The core gameplay has also been refined in Dissidia's 012 to ensure everyone's on the same playing field, which means that no one is objectively stronger than anyone else, and with over 30 heroes and villains to choose from, there's a lot of fun to be had here. Fate/Unlimited Codes is a Capcom fighting game where you get to play through the selected characters' points of view. Just like how in Tekken you and your opponent have a life meter, Fate/Unlimited Code also has the same meter. Depending on how much you're able to expand the meter, you will be able to make use of special moves. You can choose from different game modes such as Survival Mode, Endless Survival Mode, and even the PSP exclusive Extra Missions mode. There are a total of 20 characters that you pick and play, meaning you get a new story with each character. Dragon Ball Z: Shin Budokai chronicles the events of the 1995 movie, Fusion Reborn, with players assuming the role of several key characters who must take on the evil Janemba and his dangerous allies. The 3D fighting gameplay is as fun, chaotic, and as over-the-top as one can expect from a Dragon Ball game, and the myriad of flashy attacks and combos make the game a visual treat to behold in action. It's also just an easy game to pick up and play since players can throw out auto combos with a single button, and there's a fairly high skill ceiling that gamers can reach by chaining together attacks and special abilities to dish out as much damage as possible. While there is a standard arcade mode that players can jump into for a few quick fights against iconic characters, the story mode is where the game really shines, being packed full of unique enemies and environments to discover. The plot will even change in subtle ways depending on what choices players make throughout the story, lending the game even more replay value. The Dragon Ball Z anime series is watched by a lot of people from different age groups. Now, the Dragon Ball Z games are quite interesting ones. This is a fighting game that revolves around Majin Buu. There are a total of 7 game modes for you to choose from and a total of 24 characters that you can pick and play. There are more than 50 fighting skills that can be used with the character of your choice. Alternatively, you could also play against a friend via the Wi-Fi ad hoc multiplayer mode. Dragon Ball Z: Tenkaichi Tag Team delivers an exciting fusion of gameplay elements that's sure to please fans of the franchise. The addition of 2-on-1 and 2-on-2 matches injects fresh excitement into the traditional Dragon Ball Z fighting formula. Players can explore a few towns and undertake a variety of tasks in the story mode named Dragon Walker. Taking cues from Tenkaichi 3, the combat system offers fast-paced, in-depth battles that keep players coming back for more. The real-time super moves stand out as a significant improvement, eliminating the frustration of spamming powerful attacks. The Team A attack/defense struggles add depth and strategy to each encounter. Dragon Ball Z: Tenkaichi Tag Team succeeds in delivering a highly enjoyable gaming experience for fans of the franchise and even those who are not into Dragon Ball Z. The inclusion of innovative battle modes, impressive graphics, and engaging gameplay makes this game a premium fighting title on the PSP. Fight Night Round 3 might be a lot more grounded in realism compared to most fighting games, but the game is still just as intense and exhilarating as its peers, especially with the Impact Punch system. These special attacks are powerful enough to take the opponent down with a single shot, but if they're blocked, it will leave the attacker wide open, adding a nice risk and reward element to the core gameplay. Developers EA Chicago also decided to remove the HUD this time around, making the experience much more immersive and encouraging players to pay attention to their fighter's stance and movements to figure out what shape they're in during an intense fight. The career mode is another aspect that was improved over the previous game, with it now being longer and featuring more story events and rewards to earn, making each fight feel worthwhile. The technical issues and slow loading times can become a bit of a nuisance, but they shouldn't put a gamer off trying this immersive boxing simulator, especially if they're already a fan of the sport. The list of fighting games for PSP has to include a Mortal Kombat game. One of the best game franchises to have kept on releasing games for every new console available out there. You know how this game is. You get to choose from a big list of characters that you can use to fight against your opponents, and especially the fatalities and special moves that you can perform. This is the 6th installment of the Mortal Kombat series, and it does have better features such as new unique weapons and a new combo breaker. Mortal Kombat was developed by Midway Games and released in 2006 for the PSP. Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus is a fighting game that was released for PSP in 2008. The game features a unique art style and a variety of characters with unique abilities. Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus has a variety of game modes, including arcade mode, survival mode, and versus mode. The game also features an extensive story mode that will keep you engaged for hours. If you're looking for a unique fighting game experience, Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus is a great choice. As you can guess from the game's title, this is a fighting game that involves the heroes as well as villains from the Marvel Universe. The game has all the popular characters such as Spider-Man, Captain America, Magneto, Storm, Iron Man, Venom, and Daredevil, just to name a few. On the villains team, you have characters such as Paragon, Johnny Ohm, Brigade, Solara, and the Wink to name a few. There are different game locations within the game that you can choose to battle in. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3 is a fighting game that was released for PSP in 2010. The game features all the popular characters from the Naruto series and has a variety of game modes, including story mode, versus mode, and tournament mode. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3 also features new characters and moves, making it an exciting addition to the series. If you're a fan of the Naruto series, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3 is a must-play. Impact refines the Ultimate Ninja fighting formula with more combo variety and environmental interactivity. The expanded character roster now includes Shippuden personalities like Sasuke and Orochimaru. Customization options allow you to customize fighters to your preference. For Naruto fans, Impact is the refined portable fighter to get. Forgetting the fact this compilation offers 2 games in one, Power Stone and Power Stone 2. Power Stone made 3D multiplayer brawling cool long before those fancy PlayStation All-Stars came onto the scene. The game delivers a whole stack of playable combatants, all of whom light up the arenas with slick, explosive action. The decision to bring the formerly Dreamcast-exclusive Power Stone series to Sony's PSP was an inspired choice, not just because the handheld was an ideal venue for quick, pick-up-and-play arcade action, but because it demonstrated how the PSP could give lesser-known series a second chance. In many ways, the PSP is the Dreamcast of portables, a misunderstood venue for brilliant, offbeat game-making. Soulcalibur Broken Destiny is a fighting game that was released for PSP in 2009. The game features all the popular characters from the Soulcalibur series and has a wide range of game modes, including arcade mode, survival mode, and time attack mode. In addition to the classic game modes, Soulcalibur Broken Destiny also introduces a new mode called Gauntlet, where you fight through a series of battles while leveling up your character and earning new equipment. The game also includes a character creation mode, allowing you to create your fighter with a variety of different options and customization features. The controls in Soulcalibur Broken Destiny are smooth and responsive, making it easy to pull off complex moves and combos. With its stunning graphics and diverse gameplay modes, Soulcalibur Broken Destiny is a must-play for any fan of the fighting game genre on the PSP. Originally released for arcades back in 1998, the PSP version of Street Fighter Alpha 3 is considered by most fans to be the best port of the game since it's the only one to feature every last bit of content. For example, characters such as Eagle, Ingrid, and Maki aren't available on the PS2 and Sega Saturn versions, but PSP players get to choose from a full roster of 29 characters, all of which are very unique in how they play. With the game being released not long before Third Strike, this was a time when Capcom started paying a lot more attention to balancing their fighting games, resulting in a vast cast of fighters who all bring something new to the table. The introduction of different fighting styles known as isms makes battles a lot more strategic than they have been before, allowing players to choose between a more traditional Street Fighter 2-esque style or something a bit more modern. Alpha 3 also includes the guard power gauge, which forces players to go on the offensive rather than blocking all the time, otherwise, they'll end up getting stunned and will be left wide open for an attack. We end the list of PSP fighting games with one of the best and most loved games on PSP. Tekken, as we all know, is all about fighting your opponents, getting that skill combo and finishing out with a knockout move. The Dark Resurrection game has a total of 34 players to choose from, plus the added ability to customize the characters. Fair enough, it is the same game as the PlayStation 2 one, but with more updated and better controls in-game. The game was developed by Namco and released for the PSP in 2006. Tekken 6 is a classic fighting game that has been popular for years. The game was released for PSP in 2009 and features all the popular characters from the series. Tekken 6 has an impressive list of moves and combos, making it an excellent choice for both beginners and experienced players. The game also features a robust customization system that allows players to create their unique characters. Tekken 6 is an excellent game for anyone who loves fighting games and is looking for a challenging experience. Sports fighting games are few but quite enjoyable, to say the least. The game has a huge roster of characters to choose from for every playstyle available in the game. If you like, you can also build your own character from scratch and keep improving and upgrading the character when you complete the career mode events. The game has improved a lot as compared to the previous UFC Undisputed game. However, the PSP version lacks online multiplayer mode and lets you play only via ad hoc mode against another PSP friend who sits in the same room. The game was developed by Yukas and was released in 2010. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 is a wrestling game that was released for PSP in 2010. The game features a wide range of popular WWE superstars and has a variety of game modes, including Career Mode, Exhibition Mode, and Championship Mode. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 also features a new physics engine, making the gameplay more realistic and engaging. If you're a fan of wrestling, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 is the perfect game for you. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.